Welcome to our deep dive into the world of robots. We're going to explore everything from, their humble beginnings to their mind-blowing potential and how they're already changing, the way we live, work, and even think.
Yeah, it's really fascinating how robots have evolved, from simple automatons to these sophisticated machines you see today capable of performing these really complex tasks.
Right. I mean, they're not just stuck in factories and labs anymore, are they? They're
Yeah.
helping surgeons out in operating rooms, exploring space, even helping us with, those annoying chores around the house.
Oh, yeah, exactly. But before we get too carried away with all the amazing things that robots can do, let's step back for a second and clarify what exactly we're talking about here.
Okay, sure.
The defining characteristic of a robot is its ability to be programmed to carry out specific tasks.
So we're not talking about like my toaster or anything.
No, no. Your toaster, while helpful, it lacks the programmability and task-oriented design that really defines a true robot.
Okay, that makes sense, I guess. But even within the realm of robots, I mean, there's a huge variety of types, right? There's industrial robots, service robots, even exploration robots going, to places humans can't.
Absolutely. The history of robots is surprisingly long and diverse. It's not just a recent phenomenon.
Really? Huh. I always thought robots were a pretty modern invention.
Well, you might be surprised to learn that, ancient civilizations were already fascinated by creating automatons. Did you know that Hero of Alexandria, a Greek inventor from the 1st century AD, designed a mechanical bird that could flap its wings and even sing?
A singing robotic bird in ancient Greece. That's incredible.
Yeah, it is. It really highlights how long humans have been captivated by the idea of machines that can kind of mimic life and, do things for us.
So from that singing bird to, the complex robots we see today, what were some of the key milestones that got us here?
Well, the real breakthrough came in the mid-20th century with the invention of the first truly programmable robot called Unimate. And this innovation paved the way for the industrial robots that revolutionized manufacturing.
Ah, so that's when robots really started to, make their mark.
Exactly. And from there, the field just exploded. We saw the development of more sophisticated robots that could handle more and more complex tasks, leading to all the diverse applications that we see today.
Speaking of applications, let's talk about how robots are already impacting our lives. I mean, those perfectly packaged Amazon orders we all get. I mean, robots are behind those, right?
You bet. Robots have become integral to industries like logistics and manufacturing, where they excel at those repetitive tasks and really boost efficiency.
So our online shopping sprees are fueled by robot power. That's fascinating.
Hmm.
But what about other areas? I've heard about robots being used in medicine, which seems both amazing and a little scary.
It's true. Robotic surgery is a rapidly advancing field. Systems like the Da Vinci allow surgeons to perform minimally invasive procedures with incredible precision. They can manipulate tiny instruments with, greater dexterity than even human hands. And this results in smaller incisions, faster recovery times, and a reduced risk of complications.
Wow, so robots are becoming these super precise surgeons. What are the implications of that for, for the patients?
Well, it's a game changer for complex surgeries, especially in delicate areas like the heart or brain. Robotic assistance allows for less invasive procedures, which means, less pain, less scarring, and a faster return to normal life for patients.
I'm officially impressed. But robots aren't just in operating rooms, right?
And not at all. They're also making a huge impact in rehabilitation, helping patients regain mobility after injuries. Exoskeleton robots, for example, are assisting people with spinal cord injuries to walk again.
That's remarkable. It seems like robots are not just about replacing humans, but, also kind of augmenting our abilities and pushing the boundaries of what's possible in healthcare.
You've hit on a key point. Robots are becoming increasingly versatile, capable of performing tasks that were once thought to be exclusively, human capabilities.
And they're not just in factories and hospitals anymore. I mean, who doesn't love a robot vacuum cleaner? That takes care of the chores while we relax.
You're right. Robots are becoming more and more integrated into our daily lives, from household helpers to AI-driven assistants like Alexa and Pepper.
It's fascinating and maybe a little unnerving to think about how robots are becoming more and more integrated into our homes and, our routines. But that's a conversation, I think, for our next segment, where we delve into the future of robots and all the possibilities and questions that come with it.
Sounds good. So we were discussing how robots are already making a difference in our lives. But now let's shift gears a bit and look ahead to the future. What's on the horizon?
I'm ready for some mind-blowing predictions. What kind of advancements are we talking about?
One of the most exciting developments is integrating artificial intelligence AI into robotics.
Okay.
And this means that robots are becoming capable of learning from their experiences and adapting to new situations.
So they're not just following, those pre-programmed instructions anymore. They're actually getting smarter.
Exactly. Imagine personalized healthcare robots that can monitor your vital signs, adjust your medication, and even offer companionship.
Wow. Robot doctors and nurses in our homes. That sounds straight out of science fiction, but I can see how it could completely change healthcare, especially for people with chronic illnesses or limited mobility.
Absolutely. And speaking of science fiction becoming reality, what about self-driving cars?
Okay, yeah.
AI-powered robots are already navigating complex traffic situations, making our roads safer and more efficient.
I am all for letting a robot take over during rush hour.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
What other advancements are we looking at?
Get ready for swarm robotics. This involves coordinating groups of robots to work together on complex tasks.
Okay.
Imagine a team of tiny robots cleaning up an oil spill or a swarm of agricultural robots taking care of crops with amazing precision.
So like a coordinated robot army working together. That's impressive. But I can't help but think about, the potential downsides of such advanced technology.
Right. And another fascinating area is soft robotics, which focuses on using flexible materials to create robots that can adapt to different environments and interact more safely with humans.
So we're talking robots that are less, rigid and more squishy.
Exactly. This opens up a whole new range of applications, particularly in areas where robots need to be more adaptable and less intimidating. Imagine robots that can assist with delicate tasks like surgery or even handle fragile objects.
It's amazing to think about all the possibilities, but I also wonder about, the challenges. What are some of the hurdles that are preventing us from having those robot butlers and flying cars we see in movies?
Well, there are still some significant challenges to overcome. One of the biggest is developing robots that are more adaptable. While they excel at repetitive tasks in controlled environments, they struggle with unpredictable situations and complex decision-making in the real world.
Because you need robots that can think on their feet and handle the unexpected.
Exactly. We need to bridge the gap between artificial intelligence and true understanding, enabling robots to learn, adapt, and improvise like humans do.
That makes sense. What about energy consumption? It seems like powering all these sophisticated machines would be a major challenge.
You're right. Developing robots that are energy efficient and can operate for extended periods without needing to be constantly plugged in is essential for wider adoption, especially in areas like, exploration or disaster relief.
Yeah, we wouldn't want our robot heroes running out of juice in the middle of a rescue mission. But there's also the cost factor. Building these advanced robots can't be cheap.
Absolutely. The cost of development and maintenance is a major barrier to accessibility. Making robotics more affordable is crucial for broader adoption in various fields.
So we've got the adaptability hurdle, the energy challenge, and the cost factor. It seems like we've got a lot of work to do. But as we go deeper into this world of robots, it's hard to ignore the impact they're having on our culture, right?
You're right. Our fascination with robots is evident in everything from literature to movies.
Let's talk about robots in pop culture. I'm a huge fan of those classic robot sidekicks like R2-D2 and C-3PO from Star Wars. They're loyal, resourceful, and always up for an adventure. And they really kind of, fit that classic idea of robots as our companions, always there to help out or, offer a funny comment.
Right, exactly. They show how robots can be, our friends and maybe even extensions of ourselves. But of course, not every robot in the movies is a friendly sidekick, right?
Yeah, true. We can't forget about those films where robots turn evil and scary. I'm thinking of, movies like The Terminator, where robots become a threat to humanity.
Yeah, those films really tap into our fears about technology, like the fear of losing control, being replaced, or even wiped out by our own creations.
It's like this constant back and forth between our excitement about what robots could do and the anxiety that comes with such powerful technology.
And then you have films like Wall-E, which use robots to kind of make a statement about our own problems, like environmental damage and relying too much on technology.
Yeah. Wall-E is such a sad but powerful movie, with that little robot cleaning up the mess we made. It really makes you think about how we develop and use technology.
Absolutely. And all these movies and stories really shape how we see robots. They influence public opinion and even the decisions made about them. It's a reminder that the future of robots isn't set in stone. It's a story we're all writing together.
I'm definitely adding all those movies to my watch list for some robot movie nights. But before we get lost in the world of fiction, let's get back to reality. We've talked about all the amazing things robots could do and the challenges they face. But what does it all mean?
As robots become more and more a part of our lives, we have to ask ourselves a big question. What does it really mean to be human in a world with intelligent machines?
That's a really deep question that goes way beyond just the technical stuff about robots. It makes us think about our values, our identity, and our place in the world.
Exactly. It's something we'll have to keep thinking about as we continue to create and interact with these increasingly complex machines.
Well, everyone, it looks like we've reached the end of our journey into the world of robots. Today we've explored their history, their impact, right now, their incredible potential, and the challenges and questions that come with them.
We've seen how robots are changing industries, making us more capable, and even making us rethink what it means to be human.
We encourage you to keep exploring this fascinating field, to ask questions, and to imagine the possibilities of a future where robots are even more integrated into our lives.
Until next time, keep on diving.